afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And I'm here with my dear friend Ron Tobin.
Hello.
Who is,
Welcome.
yes, he is an author, he is hypnotherapist, he does all kinds of cool stuff, and he is the one who gifted me the Steampunk Tarot deck.
Yes.
And so I'm super excited to revisit this deck after it's been almost a year, I think a little over a year since I visited this deck. So if you're interested in more of these cards, ones that we haven't gone over yet, feel free to go back through the channel and dig deep, and you will find more steampunk. Probably don't search steampunk on YouTube. You'll go down a rabbit hole that you will never come out of again.
You'll find some amazing things,
really
trust
cool
me.
things, but you may never get back here again.
Yeah.
So Ron has been choosing cards and also giving us kind of a little meditation or hypnosis focus to work on with that particular card. So what card are we working on today? Let's see.
Ooh.
All right. I think this is actually a really good one for hypnosis and meditation too. But so what do we have?
The death card.
That death card. Death card is number 13 of the major arcana, and in this case, death is a woman, which is a little bit different.
Yes.
I like the feminine energy aspect of death. I feel it's a little more embracing rather than kind of scary, and that's something that I feel like a lot of people get scared of the death card, where it can be a very humbling as well as nurturing sort of energy if you look at it the right way. So what sort of hypnosis sort of thing, focus would you have for this one?
Well, the other thing with death, of course, is it represents change. And the world around is changing constantly. Life is changing constantly. It doesn't necessarily mean death as a physical death, although unfortunately, especially in my world the last few months, yes, it has meant it.
I think in all of us, yeah.
And I'm getting a little tired of it. But, now, getting back to the more positive, change. Well, change is frightening. Let's face it. I mean, yeah, it can be exciting, but it can also be frightening because deep down, people go, no, I want everything to just be a certain way. And especially if you're an introvert like me, you really want to just try your cocoon and go, oh, no, I want to be like this. But,
yes.
But, boy, can you really meditate on that? Yes, you can. Because you just clear your mind and say, you say yourself, I embrace the change. I welcome the change. And pull yourself within and just embrace it, because trying to fight change? No.
I do like that, though, that the focus that you have is I embrace the change.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a really nice one. And I assume people come to you a lot for hypnosis to change things in their lives.
But the important thing is, when you're doing this, whether it be hypnosis or meditation, be sure to keep it positive. Don't focus on what you don't want. Because the universe has this uncanny way of not hearing the no.
Sort of like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. So if you say, I don't want this particular horrible thing to happen, I'm not saying you'll definitely get the horrible thing to happen by saying that, but you're better off to say, this is what I want.
Yes.
And go for that and do that, because then the universe is working in harmony with you.
So would you say then, like, if you say I embrace change, I welcome change, I welcome positive change, I welcome the death of things that no longer serve me.
Yes.
That kind of aspect to it.
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
See, I'm getting the hang of it.
Too many people get hung up on the I don't. Please don't. I mean, yeah, don't. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, please don't do what I just did. Please focus on what you actually want to accomplish.
Focus on the positive. And yes, and with the death card, yes, and focus on I release or I let die the things that no longer serve me. That's one of the things in Reiki as well, is I let go of that which does not serve me. And I would say that, letting go of the past is a big one with this too. And just embracing that transformational power of death. And 13 also comes up a lot with the death card, because we think of 13 as being unlucky in Western culture. And part of that is to do with it being related to the death card, and some of it has to do with other strange and mysterious mythologies and things. But in Eastern cultures, it kind of also has that bad vibes, because 1 and 3 add up to 4, and 4 is like death and things like that. And so really, it is the death card no matter kind of where you go, which is I think is super interesting about this card. But so yes, I have enjoyed this, and even though the death card, and that's I think it's a really interesting death card. I love that. So I also like that he's like putting one rose down, but also like has one in his hand, and there's still that connection that way. And
don't forget the obelisk there in the back.
I know, I like the obelisk energy in the back there because that's not typical of the death card. No. And it usually doesn't have the obelisk. It sometimes has a castle in the background, but doesn't always have an obelisk. But that is a definite obelisk going on without being like, hey, look, an obelisk. Right, exactly. You have an obelisk on the cover of your first book, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. Ruby for Victor. See how I did that?
Very
I totally
good,
segued
that.
So, which also has to do with death and the undead and vampires. So, yes, Ron's book, Ruby for Victor, I will put a link to how they can buy that as soon as Ron tells me how to do that. And until next time, please stay as lively as possible. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye! Bye-bye.